Hello everybody, Tyron the Guy 3 here, and welcome to part 3 of the Dragon Ball Z Saga reviews. And today I'll be reviewing Garlic Jr. Skip it! Guys, I can't skip it. It's pivotal to the skip it! But I've got to review all the sagas of Dragon. Skip it! I can't skip it, guys, come on! Now, listen here. I believe that this saga had potential. I honestly think that this saga is worth reviewing to me. It's not even my least favorite. So, it's something you all don't want to go through, but if I want to do a complete series review, this saga has to be one of the things that's reviewed and included in the Dragon Ball Z Saga reviews, because even though it's a filler saga, I feel is a very pivotal point in Dragon Ball Z. It has a lot to offer to the Dragon Ball franchise. Now, what kind of fan would I be if I didn't dig deep and review all of the DBZ content? Would I call myself a fan, or would I call myself a casual Dragon Ball Z watcher? Fine. This is gonna get like no views. Whatever. Hello everybody, Tyron the Guy 3 here, and welcome to part 3 of the Dragon Ball Z Saga reviews. And today I'll be reviewing the filler saga known as the Garlic Jr. Saga. Now, a lot of people don't like this saga, and I don't know why. Granted, it's not the best saga. In fact, in my list of sagas, of 4 of them at least, I'd say that this one would be like the second to last. Yeah, well, not even just that. Yeah, I guess second to last. And I'm sorry, out of the 5 sagas, excuse me, I'd say this one would be in like 4th place. Maybe. It's the Garlic Jr. Saga. Now, actually, there's a lot about this saga I really like. And the Garlic Jr. Saga, for one, is the only saga that's ever based off of events that happened in a Dragon Ball Z movie. I mean, if you don't count the upcoming Dragon Ball Super. But then again, I've seen the first chapter of that, and I'm not sure what to think. Anyway, when we look at this, Garlic Jr. Saga takes place after Goku has defeated Frieza, yet they still don't know when Goku is coming back. So we've got Gohan, Krillin, and the others just sort of chilling on Earth for the time being until Frieza makes his return in the next saga. So, when we get introduced to that, we get introduced to a returning villain known as Garlic Jr., who, if you watch my Dragon Ball Z movie reviews, I'll put a link to this one, to the specific movie I reviewed for this one, because it's the first one I ever did of the movie reviews, because this one's connected to the plot of Dead Zone. And Dead Zone is basically the first Dragon Ball Z movie, which the events of that movie lead into this movie. Garlic Jr. basically is returned back from the Dead Zone thanks to the Makio star and the position that it's in near the planet, like the blood red moon or something like that. I can't remember too many details about it. So yeah, like that explains my memory of it. I literally had to take the DVD. It's season 4 orange box, and I had to check it out and like watch a little bit of it again just because I couldn't remember some of the events that happened in the Garlic Jr. I know what happens in the Garlic Jr. Saga, but I've watched the Garlic Jr. Saga grand slamming total of about 2 times compared to the other sagas that I've watched billions of times. Now, before I get into this, I guess I should compare which one is better, the original or the Kai version. Well, that's simple, the original, because there is no Kai version of the Garlic Jr. Saga. This is known as a filler saga, and for those of y'all who are not familiar with anime, so all 2 of you watching my channel, anime comes up with filler sagas. These are sagas that are used to fill up time. Once they fill up time, it gives the time for the writer to go ahead and make more chapters in his manga adaptation of the series. That way the series won't catch up and pass up the manga that it's being based off of. So to do this and fill up time, we get filler sagas. It's kind of surprising to know that the Android saga was being caught up with, considering how many times the Frieza saga was redone over and over and over here in America. But then again, Japan was done with Dragon Ball Z about like 2 years before we were, probably even longer. So, yeah, with that all said, the Garlic Jr. saga, everybody, let's get into the plot summary. The Garlic Jr. saga basically begins with Gohan and the others living life as they normally would, and then Krillin is shown to actually have a girlfriend at this point, a beautiful blue-haired girl named Marin, and yes, her name is based off of a nut, just like Krillin's name is based off of a nut, and the daughter they get is based off of the name Marin, just like the Marin that Krillin ends up dumping in this one. And yeah, so you can see what's happening with Krillin's family, chestnuts. Anyway, Marin likes Krillin, but from what we see, it seems that she likes Krillin more or less for materialistic reasons. And the fact that he's bald, yeah, that's a reason that she states in there. And Krillin invites Gohan to a party that's happening at Master Roshi's place. Gohan sneaks out of his house in order to get to the party. And while this is all taking place, Garlic Jr. has returned back on Earth. Since he's returned back on Earth thanks to the Blood Red Moon's eclipse, him and the rest of his Spice Boys, the new Spice Boys that he got, not the old Spice Boys that he had before because they're dead, have returned. Now, I don't remember all of their names in particular. I know there's Salt, Vinegar, and then I forget the rest. So I'm just going to say Spice Boys, alright? Because who cares? I do like that they're all named after spices, though. Akira Toriyama's going in with that food puns again. Anyway, the Spice Boys end up going to the lookout and tearing it up and then ensnaring Mr. Popo into a trap so that he's trapped in the small little glass figurine. Garlic Jr. hopes to trap him and Kami and hopes that Garlic Jr. can go ahead and take over as throne of Guardian of the Earth. Kami is basically trapped later on after trying to offer his job of Guardian of the Earth to Piccolo, which is weird considering what happens next Saga. But anyway, once that all goes down, Garlic Jr. and the Spice Boys head off into deep inside of the lookout, and they go inside the chambers and they find the black water mist. What this does is that it releases all of the negative energy that's trapped within a living being and brings it out tenfold and turns it into the point where they become near monster state in order to get what their true desires are. So because of this, the black water mist is released and infects everyone's humans, animals, everyone. While this is happening, Gohan fortunately doesn't get hit by the black water mist because him and Icarus wind up hiding out in an area. Once they're able to head back out of the area and catch up with the others, Garlic Jr. is looking for Gohan because he wants revenge on Gohan based off of the stuff that happened in Dead Zone, because Gohan was the one that trapped Garlic Jr. in the first place. The Spice Boys wind up finding Gohan and head off to go find him. Meanwhile, Gohan catches up with everybody else at Kami's house, and for some reason Chi-Chi was able to make it there faster than him, even though Gohan left before. Not really sure how the hell that happened. Anyway, after all of that goes down, everyone is infected with the Blackwater Mist except for Krillin, Gohan, and Marin. Krillin and Marin don't get infected by the Blackwater Mist simply because they dove underwater. Since they dove underwater, they didn't breathe in the Blackwater Mist like the others did. Piccolo arrives at the scene in order to help Gohan and Krillin out and end up fighting off against a lot of the... he ends up fighting off against Yamcha, as well as Bulma and the others who are infected by the Blackwater Mist. However, Piccolo ends up getting ambushed by the Spice Boys and taken away up to the lookout. Gohan winds up getting taken to the lookout as well. Gohan winds up fighting off the others and headed to the lookout himself, accompanied with Krillin. Once Gohan and Krillin make it to the lookout and Marin's staying with Korn for some reason, they wind up seeing that Piccolo has been infected by the Blackwater Mist to the full point of him going straight up evil. This means that Piccolo winds up attacking Gohan. While Piccolo is fighting off against Gohan, Krillin tries to fix the situation by fighting against the Spice Boys. Unfortunately, this turns flat on its ass when Krillin gets his ass whooped by the Spice Boys, which enrages Gohan. Gohan gets mad and winds up killing most of the Spice Boys. Piccolo regains his consciousness and is able to take out the controls of the Blackwater Mist, and because of this, Piccolo winds up fighting off against Garlic Jr. and the rest of the Spice Boys along with Gohan. Krillin regains consciousness and ends up fighting off as well, so it's Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin versus Garlic Jr. While all of this is happening, Kami and Mr. Popo have found a way to be released from their imprisonment, but there's no time to waste. Kami and Mr. Popo have to go ahead and cure everybody of the infection of the Blackwater Mist. How will they do this? They need to gather this thing known as the sacred water. Once they gather the sacred water, they can release the water into the air, and then the water will refresh everyone's bodies back to normal and stop the Blackwater Mist powers. Gohan, Piccolo, and Krillin bide them enough time in order to do this by fighting off against Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. then has no choice but to transform into his bigger self, and when he ends up fighting off against our Z Warriors, they actually have a bit of an upper hand for a while. Then Garlic Jr. goes ahead and busts out some last resort type stuff. Meanwhile, we cut back to Kami and Popo, and they're trying to fight off against the older Guardians of the Earth, the ones that have passed, because when you die as a Guardian of the Earth, you go to like this spirit realm, and since they went to this spirit realm, they were trying to obtain the sacred water from the former Guardians, but they wouldn't have that shit. But Kami was able to stand up to them effectively and pass the test in order to get the sacred water. Once he got it, he rendezvoused back to the Earth, while Gohan and the others continued fighting Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. decides for some reason to open the dead zone again. I'm not sure why he did that. However, what ends up happening is that Gohan sucks it up and is able to release his full power and launch a Masenko up to the Makio star. Once he does a Masenko on the Makio star, this ensnares Garlic Jr. And once Garlic Jr. gets ensnared, he's sucked into the demon dimension again. And all of his power shriveled up, so he doesn't have enough power to like escape. And yeah, he's weak. He's completely weak and entrapped, and there's nothing we can do about it. And I think he's encased into the little glass thing that Kami and the others were. Only this time he's so weak he can't do anything about it. So he's completely gotten rid of, because he's immortal. He still can't die, but that's what ends up happening to him. So he ends up getting trapped. And then we cut to Krillin's whole situation with Marin, and Krillin doesn't know how he's going to like keep Marin. So Turtle suggests that Krillin goes to get this like sacred pearl. When Krillin goes to get the pearl, he ends up trying to get it, but realizes the errors of his ways of trying to get the pearl, because a lot of these fish were trying to defend it. So he convinces Gohan to retreat from getting the pearl, and Krillin feels like if you love something, you need to set it free, and so he winds up dumping Marin. So yeah, after that, Marin is never seen of again. Nor is Icarus, for that matter, because they're filler characters. But once that is all said and done, we end things off, at least until Frieza makes his return later on. So, with that being said, that is the Garlic Jr. saga, and a lot of people hate it. I think what they hate is the fact that it's a filler saga. A lot of people usually hate filler sagas in anime because they're just that. They're filler. The lack of Goku, I think, is what also does it. A lot of people don't like when Goku's absent from something. Not sure why, considering the fact that Goku... the DBZ fan base is split. There's the group of people who love Goku and want him to stay in everything. And then there's the group of people who want the other Z Warriors to get more development and not just Goku. That's why we hate GT, because Goku was in everything. It was only Goku was useful. But we also hate movies like Bio Broly because Goku's absent. Make up your damn minds! Personally, I think this saga was good. It's a nice way to not have Goku around. Oh, while all of this is happening, Vegeta's looking for Goku, by the way, but who cares? Vegeta doesn't help, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, while all of this is happening, I liked this saga. I think it's okay. I mean, I think it's pretty good. I like it more than the Majin Buu saga. And I know what people are going to say, what the hell? I like this saga simply because it takes the situation of what if Goku is absent? What will the Z Warriors do? And they take care of themselves just fine. Gohan, Krillin, and Piccolo do a legitimately good job against Garlic Jr. and the Spice Boys. Not the best job, but they took care of them. They got rid of Garlic Jr. They were able to save the day. It was tons of character development for Gohan. And tons of character development for Krillin and Piccolo. And I gotta say, a shit ton of character development for Kami. Because you get to divulge into more of what it takes to be a Guardian of Earth. You get to look more into that Guardian of Earth backstory too. Whenever I saw that Kami was the Guardian of the Earth, I always stopped to wonder, how? Why? What's the backstory behind this? And we learned that Garlic Jr. wants to gather the Dragon Balls so that he can wish his father back so that he can be the Guardian of the Earth. We learned that there's a lot more to this Guardian of the Earth type deal than is set in stone in the series. I like the fact that we got to flesh back in more into Kami's past and learn more about what it takes, because it's very mysterious. I mean, Kami being Guardian of the Earth is like a very shadowed out chapter in the Dragon Ball Z history. All we know is that a nameless Namek landed on planet Earth, saw death and destruction all around him, wanted to be Guardian of Earth, competed against Garlic Sr. for the title. Garlic Sr. was too evil. Piccolo had some evil in him, so he separated it, which makes King Piccolo, which Goku kills later, then gives birth to Piccolo Jr., which is still a part of Kami, which means, yeah, and then that's our backstory. But they don't flesh out on a lot of that. A lot of that is very shadowed out. So, I love seeing Kami go through the whole, fighting off against the former Guardians chapter, because it just helps us visualize more of what Kami had to deal with in order to become a Guardian. I really liked it, and it just showed off a lot of things that were very interesting. This filler saga to me was interesting. There's good filler sagas like this one that give development to all of the characters and show us parts of DBZ that we weren't that we didn't witness. And then there's bad filler sagas like one of the filler sagas in Bleach where they had to fight their own Zanpakuto toes. It's just, when you look into it more, it's cool to see how characters work without Goku being there. And chalk another victory up without Goku, because, right now the Z Warriors can handle themselves. And this is a prime example of what I was talking about when I want to see, other, time where this is a prime example when I say Dragon Ball Z is not afraid to let other characters shine besides Goku. And I hate to see that this is the saga that everybody hates. Why? Why is this the saga that everybody hates when we have a saga where lost potential is, well, I'll get on Buu Saga later, but why is this the saga that everybody hates? I like the Garlic Jr. saga. I think it's pretty cool. It's not bad. It's not the best saga in the world, but it's not bad either. I really like the fact that this really helps Gohan out too, because Gohan's basically the main character in this one, not Goku. And we get to see his hidden powers being used again. And like I said, that hidden power is going to lead to something. So I don't get the hate for this saga. It's just I really don't understand. Other than that, I really like the development with Krillin dealing with Marin. I see no reason why that relationship really had to end, but I like who he winds up with better. So yeah, Marin is just a thing. And we do get some really comedic moments in this one. I gotta say, the Marin versus Chi-Chi scene is probably the best damn thing I've ever seen, because Chi-Chi literally powers up. And when she powers up, she has this red aura like Goku would if he was doing Kaioken. So that's pretty funny and pretty cool. We get some nice moments with Master Roshi, and Oolong says one of the best lines in it. I won't say what it is. You'll just have to go back and find that episode. It's really good. And you gotta watch the US broadcast version. So for those of y'all who have the orange boxes, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think it was a good saga. I say it's better than the Buu saga. I wouldn't say it's better than the other sagas though. And I say this because a lot of genericness happens in the saga in terms of fighting. there's no real statement of who's stronger than who at this point. It's just, since there's no Goku or Vegeta to calculate strength with, a lot of the characters here are just ambiguously powerful. But it is good to see that Krillin, Piccolo, and Gohan are all fighting on the same plane at this point. So we know that all of the Z Warriors were effectively used. I know Krillin gets his ass beat in this saga a lot, but he still did like an effective job in battle. Like, he was still involved, is what I'm saying. So it was good to see that. I kind of wish we had got to see, like, Tien and Yamcha take place here, too. Because, like, if you think about it, we've got Garlic, and then we've got, like, what, 4 Spice Boys? I believe Yamcha and Tien could have played some role in this to make an even 5 against 5. But whatever. Just, I really like this saga. I'm not going to say it's the best, though. Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and cut this a little short too, like 10 minutes shorter, I guess because it's filler. This gets skipped a lot. For one, it's not anywhere in the manga because it's filler. Dragon Ball Z Kai doesn't include it because it's filler, and it's more, Dragon Ball Z Kai is closer to the manga. So for those of y'all who were introduced to Dragon Ball Z via the Kai iteration, you'll never see the saga, unfortunately. And it's like, it's not a lot of episodes. I think it's like 8 or 10 episodes total. So the saga isn't even that long. So I would always give it a look-see to check it out just to find out, hey, what if Goku's absent? Can these guys handle themselves? And rest assured they can. Like I said, I think in most video games the Garlic Jr. saga is completely taken out. Yeah, Garlic Jr. doesn't get much love. I think even in the Abridged series, they reduced his whole saga to 1 episode. So, yeah, it's just funny to see that just to go down. But the saga gets no love, and I don't know why. There's some things I think that could have been done to improve this saga to make it a bit better, but I like it. In terms of, hey, what would the Z Warriors do if Goku's not absent, is Goku's not present, or Vegeta for that matter, because Vegeta's not here either. Vegeta spends all of the Garlic Jr. saga looking for Goku. So, yeah, just, if you ever want to figure out what would go down without Goku or Vegeta, this is the saga for you. This is the saga I think that effectively tells the story of how our Z Warriors can shine without Goku or Vegeta being present. But with that said, yeah, and the next one will be part 4. I can't wait. It's my favorite saga. It's Android Saga, and I can't wait. So, with that said, everybody, Tyrone the God 3 out. I'm sorry I was a bit late on doing this review, guys. Like, things came up. I was busy in personal world. But, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, everybody. Tyrone the God 3 out.